Hi there, this is Mr. Alexander, and today my goal is to show you how to find measures of central tendency and measures of spread using the TI-83 and TI-84 calculators. The first thing we ought to talk about is raw data, and raw data is what you see here, just a list of numbers. So the first, I'm going to show you how to do it on the TI-83 first. So if you've got this list of numbers here, the first thing you want to do is go to Stat Edit, and you're going to want to type in all of the data. So I've got 1, 3, 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, 1, 0. Got 10 pieces of data there. And let's say I want to know the mean, the median, I want to know the interquartile range, I want to know the range. The calculator will not tell you how to find the mode. Mode is just most frequently occurring, and in this case it's just 5 because that's the one that happens the most. Calculator's not going to tell you that one. But it will tell you the others. Here's what you do. You're going to go to Stat, Calc, 1 variable stats. And the calculator's got a display here, and you just have to be able to read it here. So X bar is your mean. So the mean of this data is 2 2/3, 2.66667. The median, you can scroll down a bit to get that, is right here. That's a median of 2. What's also nice here is you've got your 5-number summary, which is the minimum, quartile 1, the median, quartile 3, and the maximum, which you can use to make box plots. The reason that we need to know the min and the max is that will tell us the range. When you subtract those, the range here is 6, because 6 minus 0, that's your range of 6. The interquartile range, of course, is Q3 minus Q1. So the IQR, the interquartile range here, is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's how you're going to get the mean, the median, IQR, and range using the TI-83. It's just Stat Calc 1, or Stat Edit, Stat Calc 1 for one variable stats. And in fact, the process is just about the same for the TI-84. Stat Edit 1, 3, 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, 1, 0. Stat Calc 1. This time, the only difference is it pulls up this field that wasn't here before. For now, we're going to leave that frequency list blank. You only really want to use that frequency list when you have frequency data, which is what we'll talk about in just a moment. So that L1, that's where my data is. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate. And you'll see it's the same thing. The mean, X bar, is 2 2/3. The median, still 2. Range, 6 minus 0 is 6. IQR, which is interquartile range, 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's pretty simple, and these steps will work for you whether you're on the TI-83 or the TI-84. It can get you all these things, the mean, the median, range, and the IQR, all that stuff. Let's talk about frequency data, though, because that's just a little bit different. So, I've got an example here that I'd like to use. We'll do the frequency data with the TI-83 first here. So, same idea here. If I want to get the mean, the median, the IQR, and the range from this frequency data, I can. The way I know it's frequency data is, well, it's in a table. It's not just a line of numbers like it was before. So that's a pretty big giveaway there. The other way I know is it says frequency. It might also say something else like number of times, number, something to that extent. Just anything that's indicating this is a count. The mode here is obviously 4 because 4 occurs 34 times. 1 occurs once, 2 occurs 6. So if you were to visualize this as raw data, you would do 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 19 times, 4, 34 times, 5, 32 times. It's just giving us counts. It's not very fun to go to Stat Edit and type all those in, so there's a way to cheat a little bit. in list 1, if we put the grades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these are all the possible grades. In list 2, this time, we'll put the frequencies. So 1 occurred once, 2 occurred 6 times, 3 occurred 19 times, 4 occurred 34 times, 5 occurred 32 times, 6 occurred 18 times, and 7 occurred 10 times. The process is pretty similar. We're still going to go to stat calc 1, but before we hit enter now, I have to do L1, comma L2. So let me show you where that L1 and L2s are. L1 is just second L1, comma's right here, second L2, and that tells the calculator that your data is in list 1 and that your frequency data is in list 2. You run that, and now you've got your mean is 4.53, and you've got your 5-number summary here as well. So you've got your median, you've got your IQR, you've got your range. Now, let me just show you what's going to happen if you don't do that. If you just did stat calc 1, you can see that the answers are very different. The mean is now 4. The median has gone to 4 as well. It's just all messed up. It's not even looking at list 2. So if you're dealing with a TI-83, the only difference with frequency data, you still go on stat edit, and then you're going to do stat calc 1, but then it needs to say 1 variable stats L1, comma L2. And you'll just have to remember to type that in for the TI-83. Now, the TI-84 makes it a lot simpler. Because in the TI-84, it prompts you for these things. You don't have to remember them. So when we go stat edit, we type in our grades into list 1. Clear everything else out of there. Put the frequencies into list 2. And this time, if we go to stat calc 1, now we can see list 1 is still L1, but the frequency list now is prompting me for this frequency list. So I'm going to do second 2 to get L2 in there, and then I can just calculate it from there. And that 4.5333 is the same as what we had in the TI-83. The median is still 4.5, and so on. Just a word of caution here. When you're doing this with frequency data, be careful. Because when I go back to stat calc 1, now that L2 is automatically in the frequency list. If I don't remember to remove it, then the next time I'm trying to make a calculation using 1 variable stats, it's going to default to a frequency list. Well, what if it's raw data? And I don't want that frequency list. So it's just best practice after you do this to go back and remove the frequency list. Or better yet, clear out the calculator. Easiest way to do that is second plus 712. And that resets it every time. Alright, so that's how you're going to do calculations to calculate mean, median, IQR, and range on the calculator. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.